Hey, I'm Morderre. This is King Black. Sorry, no face for this video. Just wanted to talk about a few things. And I know some people out there get tired of me talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine, but it played out just like I said it would, man. It was only a matter of time before he got caught up. And what happened, man? He just started letting go everything he knew. Any little detail he had, man, he was doing anything he can to reduce his time so he can be out. And this is exactly why I said months ago, you gotta be careful who you are around. Because some people have very good memory, man, when it serves them best. They might have your back in the moment, but you don't know what that person's going through, man. You don't know their ups and downs. And when you have somebody like 6ix9ine who was facing years, he's going to do whatever he thinks he has to do to get out at all costs. Now, regardless if you think that's a violation of street code or organization code, nation code, that's all up for debate. But what it comes down to is he was basically saying his life is more important than anybody else's. For him, it was all about survival. He knows what's going to happen if he got an extended sentence and stayed in jail. But he's living in some sort of la la land right now where he refuses to believe that he's done. He's got no street credibility. He's got no say in the street. He's got, short of going into the witness protection program, he's got no way of protecting himself. He's talking about hiring 24-hour, bodyguards, security guards. But some of these people, like I said, people have long memories, man. And some people just flat out don't care what happens to them. A lot of these people live for the moment, man. If they see an opportunity, they'll take it. Regardless of the consequences, regardless of what they're going to have to face, regardless if they spend their life in a cage. Some people just have that part in them that they don't care. They don't care how many birthdays they miss. They don't care if they have a baby. They don't care that they're not going to see him ever again, or if they do happen to see him, it's going to be already when those children reach adulthood and they're going to meet a stranger. And you're going to be set in the prison ways. And this is why I've always talked about you can always represent an organization without getting your hands dirty. Any organization that forces you to do something dirty, you shouldn't be in it. Because I tell you right now, they don't have your best interests at heart. Like I've said on many of occasions, when I first became a Latin King, nobody told me I had to go out there and commit an assault. Nobody told me I had to go out there and rob somebody. I was shown a certain path. A path that would keep me out of jail. A path that would never have to worry about jail. A path that allowed me to have a CCW. A path that allowed me to live almost worry-free. Almost. Because as always, you have rival organizations out there and you always have to be on alert. But the thing is here is not so much the focus on the banging. It's not the focus on the looking for rivals and doing this or doing that. It's not about that. It should never have been about drugs, man. That's just pulling the communities down, man. And sometimes what happened to Caesar, that et tu Brutus, Brute, however you want to say it, that thing is very true, man. Sometimes those within your tightest circle are the ones who have the tightest grip on your throat when things go bad. You know, the funny part is when things go bad, they want you to have their back. But if things go bad, who's going to have your back? There's very few people out there who keep silent at all costs. And I think in 6ix9ine's case, it was a unfortunate case of his eyes sort of opening once he realized he wasn't going to escape on probation this time. He was actually going to face jail time. And when he figured that his kidnapping and robbery was an inside job, that was like the last straw for him, man, and his mentality. I'm pretty sure when he was sitting there, he was thinking, my own people out on the streets would do this to me. After saying they love me, they protect me, they do this and do that for me, he realized that there's no real love there. It's just exploitation, extortion. He didn't know what else to do besides, at that point, once all of that stuff happened to him, he said, what can I do to help myself? Because nobody out there was helping me. Everybody was reaching out with their hand out, expecting a handout, as if they put in the work, as if they did this and they did that, without contributing anything to him in terms of anything worthwhile. Everything was just skin deep. You know, you see his old videos on YouTube, and you see the people behind him as if they had his back. But some of those people are the same ones who would turn whatever they're holding in their hand slightly to the right and make 6ix9ine the next one. And that is not a legit organization, and that is not a legit way of life. You can argue back and forth whether or not he should have ever been involved or why did he get involved. Point is, he did what he did, man. You know, this gang culture, a lot of kids out here think it's cool, but they don't tell you, man, all it takes is 1 second to either make a permanent choice or to lose years of your life. They don't explain that part, so not enough is put into the education behind these organizations and what the end goal is. The end goal should not be prison. The end goal should not be a cemetery. The end goal should be keeping you in school, beyond high school, mentoring you, so that way you think you got a chance and you attempt that life. You live your life. But the problem is, some of the older ones in these organizations, man, they're already in too deep. They're already facing decades. They're never going to get out. They're never this or that. So, misery loves company. They're going to drag down as many as they can, regardless of the potential they destroy, regardless of how many potential doctors, engineers, smart people, man, smart people have gone down for a dumb decision, for not knowing how to back out. Because joining some of these organizations, man, it truly is blood in, blood out, man. You think that once a plan is known, they're going to let you back out? Nah, 9 times out of 10 not. Because if they think that you're not going to go through with it, they think you're just going to be a mouth to tail. And that's sad, man. You know, having been a Land King over a decade, I have not spent not even 1 second inside of a prison cell. You know why? That's because I'm not up to dumb stuff. I'm not out there tempting fate, trying to push kilos and all this other stuff that these rappers say that they do in these songs that they're not really doing. You know, if you want to see how brutal and how quick your life can end, you just got to look at some of these cartel videos that they put out of these executions, man. Talking about people who have lived 20, 30, 40 years on this earth, gone for a second. Gone in a second, excuse me. Gotta learn my grammar. Gone in a second forever. Because they chose to deal with illicit trade. Illicit meaning illegal. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these people spending time for that Mary Jane, right? They must be sitting there laughing, and not because it's funny, but laughing because it's crazy how 20 years ago it was inconceivable for Mary Jane to be universally accepted or to be accepted at any type of level by the government. And now you have people making legit millions off of these dispensaries. Something that a lot of these people, thousands, tens of thousands of people, are spending decades behind bars for. While other people who just now get into it, who have never been in that trade, are making hundreds of thousands of dollars every month. All they gotta do is make sure they pay their taxes. It's a crazy world we live in, right? Anyways, that's my piece for now. I'm gonna try to get better, putting more videos out there. It's just, man, got a lot going on, man. Sometimes life holds you back, and sometimes you gotta prioritize. And I love my people, I love my community, I love those that constantly watch my videos and who at least attempt to listen to what I say and apply it to their life, man. Believe me, you want to be out there doing the gangbang thing all day, every day, like you're living in Chicago in a war zone. You go ahead, man, but believe me, man, the consequences are not worth it. You got to learn the way to be a part of your organization without being dragged down by it. You got to be very careful about the group of individuals you allow to be around you 24/7. How many people have been caught up in these RICO cases? ADR, King Black.